Okay, we're given a trigonometry question where we're given two angles, x and y, and we're told that the sine ratio of x is 2/3 and the cosine ratio of y is 3/4. And we have to determine what the sine of angle x plus y would be. So I've drawn two triangles here, which is what I advise anyone do if they get a question that looks like this. And we're told that the sine of x, so we'll call this angle here x, and we'll call this angle here y. Now the sine of x is 2/3. Now sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So this is going to be 2, and this is going to be 3. And we're told that the cosine, I'll just draw this angle here. We're told that the cosine of y is 3/4. Now we know that cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So adjacent is 3, and the hypotenuse is 4. So what we can do is we can use Pythagoras to find out what this side here is. So this side here on this triangle is going to be the square root, of 3 squared take 2 squared. So that's going to be equal to, this is 9 take 4, so this is going to be equal to the square root of 5. And this side here is going to be equal to the square root of 4 squared take 3 squared, which is equal to 16 take 9 is 7. So it's going to be the square root of 7. Okay, now what we have here is we're asked to find this trigonometric ratio here, the sine of angle x plus angle y. Now, we can use a trigonometric identity to help us with this. So we know that the sine of x plus y is equal to the sine of x times the cosine of y plus the cosine of x times the sine of y. So hopefully now you're starting to understand why we've actually drawn these two triangles, because it's now quite easy for us to input all of the exact values for each of these ratios. So the sine of x is equal to 2/3. We have to give that in the question. And the cosine of y is equal to 3/4. We're given that in the question as well. So we're going to multiply those two together. And then we're going to add, now we're not given the cosine of x in the question, but because we worked out what the other side is in using Pythagoras, we now can quite easily work out the cosine of x. The cosine of x is going to be adjacent, which is square root of 5, divided by hypotenuse, 3, multiplied by the sine of y. The sine is the opposite over the hypotenuse, so this is going to be the square root of 7 divided by the hypotenuse, which is 4. Okay, so these two bits here we weren't given in the question, so we had to find them out using these two triangles that we have up here. So what we then have to do is we just have to multiply out the brackets. So 2 times 3 is 6, 3 times 4 is 12. Add square root of 5 times square root of 7 is square root of 35. And 3 times 4 is 12. And now we can just put them on the same base. 6 plus square root of 35 divided by 12. Now, so that's the exact value of sine of x plus y. Now, for those of you who are wondering how I got this square root of 35, I used an index law which states if you've got the square root of a times the square root of b is going to be equal to the square root of a times b. So square root of 5 times square root of 7 is going to be the square root of 5 times 7, which is 35. Okay, so that's how you determine the sine of x plus y using the sine of x and the cosine of y ratios. I hope this video helped. See you next time.